Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you for the second term virtual session of Science Children. I hope you all are doing very well. So let us begin with the second term portion, children. And you all know you have to keep your notebook updated. So whatever points we are going to discuss in the virtual session, you are going to write in your notebook. So let us see what are we going to begin today in the second term. The first chapter in the second term which we are going to do is winds, storms and cyclones. So we are going to begin with this chapter, part 1, and you all know the practice of writing the notebook. You have to enter second term in the index, write second term, and then start writing the name of the chapter and the date of the session, that is the date, today's date of the session. And on a new page, please write second term and then start writing the points discussed in the session. I hope this instruction is extremely clear with you all. So the second term portion we are going to begin today, that is winds, storms and cyclones. Let us see what are we going to have. First of all, we will see what is wind. So winds, when the air moves in a flow in a particular direction, it is called wind. Very simple. So you know air is present everywhere, and when it takes a particular direction, that is called as wind. Let us see some properties of the air. Air exerts pressure. As you all know, air exerts pressure. It has mass and it exerts pressure. So let us see why a tin can with hot water, when cooled down with fresh water, distorts its shape. This small activity will prove that air exerts pressure. Let us see that small activity. This is the diagram. You just have a look at the image over here. Air exerts pressure. Here you will see a can with hot water. And you take the can in the hot water and immediately you put a cold water from outside, it will get distort. Why? This is a clear evidence of air exerting pressure. How? Let us see. As fresh water is poured over the hot can, the steam in the can condenses and converts into the water. This results in reducing the amount of air that is present in water. The pressure of the air outside the can becomes more than the pressure of the air inside the can. This results in compressing of the can. So due to the difference in the pressure inside the can and outside the can, because of that, the can will get distorted. This proves that air exerts pressure. I hope this is very clear with you all, children. You are going to write down all the important points discussed in the session. As you all know, we have to maintain notebook. Then let us see flow of air. When the speed of the wind increases, it lowers down the air pressure. Therefore, we can say that air flows from a region of high pressure to low pressure. This is how the flow of air happens. And the speed of air or winds, let us see, the speed of air or wind depends upon the difference between the pressures of the two regions. If the difference between the pressure increases, the speed of the air also increases. So the difference in the pressure, that will cause the flow of the air, that is wind. And hot air and cold air. When the air is heated, it expands. As a result, it occupies more space and becomes lighter in weight. Therefore, we can say that warm air is light in weight and cold air is heavy. I hope these concepts of flow of air, the speed of air, that is wind, and hot air and cold air, very clear with you all. All these basic concepts regarding or related to air should be very clear with you all. Why does smoke move in upward direction? Smoke is hot air. Since we have learned about hot air, it is light in weight because the hot air expands and occupies more space. That's why it becomes light in weight, and that's why smoke is hot air. Is a hot air. Hot air is lighter, hence it moves in upward direction because of the light weight. It will expand and will move upward. I hope this concept related to the hot air is clear with you all. That's why you should know why smoke move in upward direction. How convection in air occurs. You have learned about convection in liquid and gases. When you have done heat and temperature, that chapter you had covered conduction, convection and radiation. So you know what is convection. The process should be very clear with you all. So the convection in air occurs. How it happens? When the hot air in a region rises up, the pressure becomes low in that region because hot air will expand and move up. So the pressure becomes low in that region because all the air will go up. As a result, the colder air fills its place. So something should be filling that place, and that something will be the colder air will occupy its place. And this is how convection in air occurs. Hot air will expand and rise, cold air will take its place, and this is how the movement of air will follow, and convection of air, that means the movement of air due to this process will continue. I hope this is convection process of air is clear. This we have already covered in the previous session in the chapter heat and temperature. Convection in air, just have a look over here. Just look at the diagram. The sun warms the land, which warms the air. The warm air will move up. It becomes less denser. The cold air from because the difference in the pressure is created. Therefore, the cold air will come down and occupy the place which is left by the warm air, and this will cause convection in air. You can see the arrow that shows the movement of air. The air gets colder as you get higher into the atmosphere. Generation of wind currents due to uneven heating of the earth. So what happens when there is uneven heating? As you all know, the heating, the sun rays falls on the earth, that is not evenly spread, or it is not even throughout on earth, and because of that there is uneven heating of the earth because of the sun rays not received by the earth evenly. There are two situations where winds on the earth generate. First one, uneven heating between the equator and the poles causes the north-south winds. So how winds is generated? Winds generated only because, just for a simple reason, the movement of air. And how the air move? Because of the convection. The convection process, because the hot air expands, it rises, and the place which is left by the warm air will be occupied by the cold air, and that causes convection. So uneven heating between the equator and the pole will cause the north-south wind because of the difference in the pressure, air pressure. Next, uneven heating of land and water. Also on land, at the same place, when you have a land and water, that means you have a ocean or a sea, land and water will play a very important role in causing convection in air. So uneven heating of land and water causes monsoon winds on earth which bring rainfall. So this is the main cause for the monsoon winds, and because of the difference in the pressure on land and water, and due to the convection of the air, that is the movement of the wind, will cause monsoon winds, because the air which cross the ocean or the seas will take away water vapors, and that will create more humidity in the air, that will make more cloud formation, and eventually it will fall as rain. So then this is what very important role played by the monsoon winds that brings rain. Flow of winds on earth, you can just have a look on the earth, the wind flow pattern because of uneven heating on the earth. This is how the wind flows, because equator and the poles are unevenly heated, and that's why that causes the difference in the air pressure. That pressure is actually wind, and you can see the arrows how it moves. Just have a look at the direction of monsoon winds in India. So because India is occupied by the seas and the ocean, and also land surfaces, so the difference in the air pressure is created, and that may create monsoon winds which brings rainfall. That because of that difference in the air pressure, because of the uneven heating of the land and sea water or ocean water, there will be evaporation of water, condensation of water, then finally precipitation, that means falling of the rainfall. So this is because of the direction. You can see because of the monsoon wind we get rain in India, and you can see the direction of monsoon winds in India, how it flows. Just have a look. So here we come to an end of the session, children. I hope all the concept based on the chapter is clear with you all. We are learning about storm. We are going to learn about different type of cyclones and all in the upcoming session, children. So I hope the concept of the basic concept of air and wind and their movement on the earth is very clear with you all. So let us wind up with the session, children. Thank you, children, and have a wonderful day.